Shalom. What is the Zionist Organization of America and why do we need it so badly? Well, it's the oldest and in many ways the most important pro-Israel organizations, and I'll tell you why. So many major Jewish organizations are afraid of speaking up for fear of alienating one group or another. The ZOA proclaims the truth, even it won't be well received. It was founded in 1897, and it's the oldest, as I said, pro-Israel organization in the United States. And it's dedicated to educating the public, elected officials, media, and college and high school students about the truth of the relentless and ongoing war of the Arabs against the State of Israel. It's committed to promoting strong U.S.-Israeli relations, and it works to protect Jewish college and high school students from harassment and intimidation. Now, specifically, it's the only organization that exposes and documents Palestinian Arab violations of the roadmap. It leads the effort on behalf of American victims of Palestinian Arab terrorism, and its campaigns have led to the defeat of hostile critics of Israel who've been nominated to important government positions. And it plays a key role in terms of Congress in helping them understand what's really in stake. There was a wonderful article in the American Spectator about Mort Klein, who's the national president of ZOA, and I wanted to just give you some of the highlights of this article that was by Jay Homnick. He talked about how Mort Klein spoke recently to a group in Florida, and Jay Homnick heard him, and he made the following points. On Jerusalem Day, reporting on the status of Jerusalem, and these are very important facts which aren't widely known, and the ZOA is one of the organizations that promotes them. It says, the Arab intelligentsia, from prominent professors to revered clerics, are engaged in a massive campaign to deny there was ever a significant Jewish presence in Jerusalem. Now that's such clearly a lie, and all you have to do is open up the Bible and see, and open up all of Jewish history, the Talmud, the prayer book, but this is the lie that the Palestinians are perpetuating, Arab intelligentsia, and Mort Klein was documenting it. Then you have the issue about the American embassy. Do you know that the only country in the world, only one, that America does not allow to proclaim its own capital, and the Americans recognize it, is the State of Israel. Israel says Jerusalem's our capital, and the United States has their embassy in Tel Aviv. Now, there is a movement, there was a law to move the American embassy to Tel Aviv, but they wrote into the law that the presidents have a 6-month waiver that they can cite to delay it for security reasons, and they just keep signing this waiver. Well, the ZOA is working with a new law in the House of Representatives to eliminate the waiver clause. 30 representatives have signed on already, except no Jewish Democrats have signed on. Now you should also, there's this Arab myth out there that Jerusalem or East Jerusalem was mostly Arab. But before 1948, all of Jerusalem was predominantly Jewish, including the Muslim quarter of the Old City. But in 1948, when Jordan captured it, what did they do? They destroyed, there were 60 synagogues in the Old City, 60. They destroyed them, and they raised the Jewish tombstones on the Mount of Olives. They turned some of the synagogues into horse stables, and they made no effort to restore the area around the Wailing Wall. This newly minted declaration that Jerusalem is a holy site in Islam is belied by the casual conduct they displayed toward it when they had it in their custody. In 1906, there was a travel guide to Syria and Palestine, and it cites population figures for Jerusalem. 40,000 Jews, 13,000 Christians, and 7,000 Muslims, 1906. So what kind of lie is this, that it was mostly Arab and Muslim? It's such a lie. President Obama met with 13 Jewish leaders a few weeks ago, and Mort Klein was one of the invitees. Obama told them that he believes in his heart the Palestinian leaders are really committed to peace and Israel is not. Klein was horrified, but too polite to blurt out. But of course, everybody else just sat there on their hands. He raised his hand, but he wouldn't be called on. And he's been warning about Obama since the beginning, but people didn't listen. Now they're listening. And I just want to tell you a few things about their position on Obama's latest speech. The ZOA was one of the strongest condemners of Obama's Mideast speech. They talked about how Obama was adopting the Palestinian stance, a clear tilt to the Palestinians at a time when the terror-promoting PA has become the PA, Fatah, and Hamas regime. It's a stunning error for the United States to do this, and that's where Obama has thrown his hat. You can read the entire speech, the article that was in American Spectator about Mort Klein, or the ZOA's response to Obama's speech on my website, either israelgreatest.blogspot.com or rabbireflects.blogspot.com. Sadly, there is currently no ZOA district in Chicago area, and we're trying to start one. Whether you live in Chicago or not, it would really be valuable to, you can, for $50 a year, you can join the ZOA. Just go to www.zoa.org. If you're in Chicago, join, and then let me know that you've joined, because we want to get a district together, and all we need is 25 members. There probably are in Illinois, we're checking now, but it'd be very important to have a strong ZOA voice, right of center voice, when so many organizations are trying to kowtow and curry favor with the Obama administration. The ZOA has stood tall and firm all of these years in promoting Israel's interest and not accepting the lies being told by the Arabs, the Palestinians, and many well-intentioned people who are accepting these lies as truth. So, Zionist Organization America, going back more than 100 years, the oldest and I believe the strongest and most important pro-Israel voice in the United States. It's not to say that AIPAC, for example, doesn't do good work, but they obviously have an agenda of promoting good relations with everybody, including the president, and therefore they had to be very careful in public about what they said about the president. Well, the ZOA doesn't have to pull any punches. They can tell the truth as it sees it. Shalom.